Good afternoon once again. Thank you for joining us at the South Sea Sharks Media Interaction with South Sea Sharks playing Sia Kolisi. I'm now going to open the floor for some questions.
Hey, Sia.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Oh, good. Thank you.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I'll go ahead with two English questions and one is tossed at the end. Sia, just two in English first and one is tossed later. Sia, this is more of a catch-up question. Have you settled in Durban? How have you settled in Durban? Because you had to juggle your time with the box as well.
No, I've been here for 2 years, so I'm good. I'm happy, but obviously I have to go up and down with Cape Town. My family is still there. They're moving here in December. We just wanted them to finish the school year, but I'm very settled.
Kamva, you can go ahead with your question.
I think he has two.
Okay. With so much competition and depth in many positions, do the coaches communicate with the players to explain where they stand in terms of selection? For example, the Sharks just signed another former Bok at centre, Usways. Now you've got Ben, Swayze, Lucanio, Ruan, just to name a few, who have international experience then for yourself as well. Loose forward competition is very tight.
Yeah, the coach is big, and I mean, all we can do as players just work hard and perform each week. And competition is good. I think it brings the best out of us. It takes away the complacency, and us also coming back. We can see how well the guys are playing, so we have to pitch up week in, week out. But we do, there's also a lot of rotation. There's so many games playing in the European Cup, also in the URC. So not one player can play all the games, so there'll be rotation among the squad, and obviously some guys play international, so that's also got to work in there.
Okay, we're going to have a question from Michael Marnowick, followed by Ken, and thereafter Nathan.
Navashni, can
Sorry?
Sorry, Navashni, Kamva here. I had my hand up after Nathan, and you had
okay, you can go ahead, Kamva.
Right, thank you very much, Sia. Good afternoon, good to see you. I just want to find out from you, much has been made about the appointment of Neil Powell at the Sharks, and having now been able to train with him, what is he bringing into training sessions? And after the game day, which you were part of on Saturday, what new voice has he brought into the change room as well?
Coach Neil is really amazing. Obviously, very experienced in the 7th circuit, and I think his voice meant a lot because obviously of everything that he's achieved. And some of us have known him since we were 19 years old. We've worked with him before, and it's great to have him. I think it takes a lot of pressure off the coaching staff because you can manage everything off the field, and also making sure there's plans going forward so that Sean and the coaching staff can just focus on the rugby. And it's been good, to have him here and him speaking to us and him obviously giving advice. He also played the game. He actually gets involved in the training sessions and gets stuck in with the boys. It's really good. We really enjoyed him. He's a honest man, a direct man, goes straight to the point. He's a very understanding man as well.
Michael, followed by Ken.
Sia, talking things rugby, last weekend against the Warriors, you had an unaccustomed role playing off the bench. Number one, how did you find it? Number two, how do you see that as the value that a bench can bring to a game, considering how well you guys did and how much of an impact you had in the second half?
I think it went well. We were excited. We were just happy to be back, and to join this group, after what the boys did on tour. And we just wanted to add value. We had a week off and then a week of integration with the squad, which was good, and just chatting to the boys and seeing how excited they were. And we were excited to play too. And I really enjoyed it, coming on. There was still a lot to do when we came on. And the energy, we just had to bring energy, and we did that. And we we were able to get some cares. You saw Bongi, Ox, everybody getting stuck, and obviously even started from the beginning, brings that physicality that we've always needed in the group. So yeah, I enjoyed coming off the bench and playing. Yeah, so whatever role it is that we obviously have to come in and fit in with the group, and yeah, we'll take. It's not about us at the end of the day. It's about the Sharks.
Thank you very much.
Ken?
Thanks so much, Shani. Hi. How's it, Sia? Sia, is it fair to say that you have a slightly different role, speaking of roles, with the Sharks in terms of that loose chair as you do with the Springboks? Could you just chat to us about any differences with how you play in the Shark system compared to what you do with the Springboks?
I think it's actually similar. Gameplay is a bit similar. The shape is definitely similar. But obviously here we on the weekend we got opportunity to run the ball a bit more. So I got stuck in that as well. And the guys are excited, playing the offload game and everything. So that was I really enjoyed the way we played last week, and it's different to how we played, the past season. But it's still the same. Looking after the breakdown, there's no difference. But I kind of okay, like we play a bit more here with ball in hand, where in the Springboks a little bit different. We choose same year. We choose the area we want to play in, but we take I thought we just played a little bit more with ball in hand this weekend.
Marnus, followed by Mark.
Hi, it's Marnus here. I hope actually you are well. I know there's actually a lot of the younger guys that actually are looking up at you. I was maybe wondering, what does it mean for you to be a role model at Sharks for the younger ones also, Msia? Please.
I honestly don't think about that, but what I think about is giving my best every day, training every day, making sure I don't miss any training sessions, and adding value on the field. But at the end of the day, you don't lead by just your words. You gotta do the actions, and I still have to prove myself every time I come back here. It doesn't matter what I do on the other side, and I want to make sure the way I carry myself on and off the field is good. I'm not perfect. I don't always get it right, but I do my best. But I try and not think too much of being a role model. I just see myself as another player in the system with just a little bit more experience than others. But the biggest thing is when I step on the field, they've got to see that I'm here and I want it. And yeah, that's the most important thing.
Mike, followed by Nathan. Mike Greenaway. Okay, Nathan, you can go ahead with your question.
Thank you again, Navashni. Can Sia answer this in his Xhosa first, then in English for content purposes? Clear usekela kamqeqeshi uBomoyi wonyuliwe ngoqeqeshe i-SAA nawabiniswa kude wena kwiBombers yena kwiWinter Roses. Khotho nje ngaye unjani as umqeqeshi waBhokobhoko?
Coach Stick.
Yeah.
And can you use in English because I understand now.
Okay, so Coach Stick was announced as the SAA head coach. Obviously, you guys both come from PE. You African Bombers for him, Winter Rose. Can you just talk about him? How has he been?
Winter Rose.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah. So how is he? How has he been as a coach for the Springboks? And how far have you guys? How long have you known him for?
I've known him since I was here when I was water boy for African Bombers, and I used to see him play for Spring Rose, and how I don't think we've ever won against Spring Rose when he was playing, and he was an amazing as a player and somebody that I watched from a young age, and then I stayed with him in Stellenbosch when I was 19 years old, and he's always looked after me. I remember he used to drive a black Golf 5, and he used to drive me around and show me, we used to go out together when I was young, when I was in the sevens. And yeah, he's always been there to help because we come from the same community. And he is actually an inspiration because he's one of the few that made it out of the township, straight from the township without getting a bursary to go into summer schools. And he kept on fighting and he came and played with the Sharks. and then he went to the sevens and obviously moved into coaching, which was I think an easy transition for him and for us to listen to somebody who's played. It's normally a little bit easier because he speaks from from the experience of the player. And I think his role with the Springbok is taking it with both hands. And as you can see, our high balls in the kicking games and how the boys get in the air, that's what he works on each and every single time. And he takes huge pride in what he does. And he's a very passionate guy, direct guy. He tells it like it is. And yeah, I think he'll be in future. He'll be a head coach somewhere, and he'll be very good at it. And I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do when he's coaching the SAA team.
Mike Greenaway, can you hear me? Okay. Day after, we've got Michael Marnowick, followed by Ken, and then Kamba.
Sia, you guys have got Ulster this weekend, obviously second on the log, so a really quality Irish side. We pretty much know what to expect from them, but from the Sharks' point of view, taking things back from last weekend, what are you looking to improve upon? What do you feel that you guys really, really accomplished very, very well, which obviously there were a lot. But just your thoughts on taking what you guys did last week into the Ulster game this weekend.
I think set piece battles is going to be important because Ulster have a strong pack and they use them more quite a lot, and obviously the scrums as well. They want to get penalties or advantage in the set piece battle. Obviously we need to improve on that. I think we gave one penalty away and got one penalty back, and we got a tight head. So we're gonna have to be strong on that in the scrums, in the maul as well. And I think in general as well, the gain line team, they want to get over the gain line. And yeah, that's going to be important. The contact area is going to be very important. Obviously, the breakdown, they're very good at the breakdown with the loose forwards that they have. And us, we obviously going to manage playing good areas, but when we have opportunities, we're definitely going to go full out for it.
Thank you very much.
Ken, you can go ahead.
Thanks. Sia, you mentioned Ulster being a very strong gain line team. How much confidence do you get, though, from when you look around your pack and you see guys like Bongi, Thomas, Ox, Eben, yourself, if you look in the mirror, Pepsi, Buthelezi, Noche. As a pack, you guys must just look around and feel, look, we've got a lot of confidence in each other and, we've got this.
No, 100%. We can't doubt ourselves. If we were in doubt, we wouldn't get on the field. And those guys that you named are experienced guys and guys that need to stand up on the weekend. And whenever the team is picked, we want to make sure we back each other and we go full flat out. There's no place to hide on the weekend. It's gonna be up front. They've got strong backs too, and we want to make sure we work hard and get around the park. And yeah, those guys need to stand up. Every single one of us has to make sure that we're up for the challenge, and we need to set the standard from the word go.
Thank you, Kamba, followed by two final questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Novashni. Sia, there's obviously very little time. There's obviously this game now this weekend, and then you're joining the Springboks again. And you're obviously very important to the team, so one would expect that you'll be playing all the tour games, and then you return and there's still Champions Cup that will still be going on. First question is your mind already with the Springboks in terms of thinking of how you're going to be leading that team? And then secondly, what is the fact that there are so many competitions and so many games to be played? What does that do for the body, and is it sustainable for bodies to be going through that much rugby?
No, I'm still here. My mind is here. I'm very excited. It's a big game this weekend. Obviously, because the squad has been announced for the Springboks, and that's great. But we want to come back and play competitive rugby. The better our unions do in South Africa, the better the Springboks will do. So it's important for us to do well while we're here with our clubs. It's very important. And obviously, we all get managed throughout the season. There's a certain amount of games that we need to play. There's breaks in between for the guys who make the Springbok group. So all of that stuff we know, and it needs to be managed. That's why squads are important for both the union and SARU. Because it's going to be one. Everybody's going to get an opportunity. Injuries happen, and some guys have to be rested. So that's the important thing. When we're here, we have to be here fully and give everything we can because we want to compete for the trophies. We don't want to just be part of the competition. We want to win. We want to try to go for UFC and the European Cup. You know, it's important for us and South African rugby if we can get dominance in that.
Thank you.
Final two questions. Are there any? Okay. There's no final questions. Thank you, everybody.